When you want to start using the GPS with your tablet and you haven't before or you haven't in a while, it's a good idea to check the settings with the AirCard Watcher. So what you do that is you do a restart on the machine so that it's firing back up. Find your AirCard. Once that pops up, you're going to hit the menu, display GPS, immediately go to that and pull up the settings. If you wait, it'll fire up the port and then it'll lock you out of the settings. You want to make sure that your measurement system is feet, imperial. Location fix, you're going to want that to be MS assisted. Go ahead and hit apply and OK. And go ahead and close this GPS monitor box. Okay. Now you can have your AirCard running when your GPS is operational. You just cannot have that GPS monitor displayed down below it. Once you've got that taken care of and you know your settings are right, if you want to see what your GPS is doing, the best way to do that is slide in and search for GPS monitor or viewer, and it'll pop up this box. If you're set to COM3 and 4800 and you hit connect, you should get a string down here. That's information coming off your GPS. Now you can see the green and the blue here. I just had mine fired up, so it's got a pretty good fix. It didn't have to look for a fix very long. This blue satellite here, it just doesn't have a lock on that. When you have when you have four of these bars that are green, then you have an effective fix, and you can start using your GPS. And again, if it hasn't been fired up in a couple of weeks, it may take 4 or 5 minutes for it to find it. If it goes much past that, say it gets to the 10-minute mark, you're going to want to kill this viewer and restart the GPS again, because it's only going to look for, I think it's 7.5 minutes, and then it's going to give up. So if it's gone past 7.5 minutes, you definitely want to restart the GPS. Once you've got this bars good, you got at least 4 there, you can actually close this, and you can just bring up AgOS. And just type in a password here. And while that boots up, I'm going to go ahead and fire up my AirCard, just so I can have an internet background. When you don't have an connection to the internet, all you're going to see is your field boundaries in AgOS. You're not going to see the background image. I've got pretty good signal here, a little bit over 3G, so I'm going to go ahead and throw my wireless card on so I can have a background. Okay. Once you got that fired up, got a connection to the internet, AgOS should fire up. Okay. You can go to the map tab. It's just going to load in a random image because it doesn't know where I'm at. If I go ahead and turn on my GPS by clicking this gear over here, it'll zoom into where I'm at and load it. So you notice that rifle sight, that's my current location. If I fire up and move, you'll see that it moves with me. It's got about a 2-second delay in it, so that's something you want to be conscious of if you're out taking soil samples or something like that. It's pretty easy to overshoot if you aren't going fairly slow on that. When you've done what you needed to do and you're ready to turn your GPS off, Just click this button again, it'll turn light, and then the rifle sight will disappear. Biggest trick to this that I find is that you can only have one thing looking at that port. So you basically got three things that are competing for that port. You've got AgOS, and you've got the air card watcher part, this display GPS thing, that it will lock up the port if it looks like this. And you've got your GPS viewer. So you only want one of these things running at a time. You can have your air card on, just make sure you have your GPS part of it off, but only have one thing lit up. But again, if this GPS viewer on COM3 4800 doesn't connect with your GPS, then you've got an issue. And if you can't find the issue, get a hold of us and we'll get her fixed up. Thanks.